The life and mysterious death of Michael Jackson. Was Michael Jackson's sudden death an accident, or was it all part of a conspiracy carried out by the recording industry? That is just one of the many questions and theories surrounding the death of the king of pop, Michael Jackson. The death of an icon. The world received news that one of the most beloved pop stars of all time had passed away. When it was learned that it was due to a drug overdose by his personal doctor, we were stunned. The questions began how his doctor could mistakenly give him a lethal injection of propofol, and more importantly, why. When the official cause of death was released, the world was even more stunned. Official cause of death. Officially, it is reported that in June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson died of an overdose of anesthetic which was administered to him by his cardiologist, Dr. Conrad Murray. Later in November 2011, a Los Angeles courtroom found Dr. Murray guilty of involuntary manslaughter. What has many people wondering is if the King of Pop's death was accidental, or were there other factors involved? The King of Pop. Michael Jackson began his solo career in 1971, and he was already a star. Beginning with 2 wins in 1972, he went on to win an astonishing 86 music awards. In 1995, the King of Pop joined other music greats in the Music Hall of Fame. Famous worldwide for songs that include Billie Jean, Beat It, Smooth Criminal, and of course Thriller. Fans worldwide always eagerly awaited his next musical release. His album Thriller broke and set records worldwide. Over 600 million earned in his lifetime. MJ could make money as fast as he could spend it, and the problems began. Suddenly, it seemed like the world had lost their pop star. Gone was the handsome and successful music idol. Instead, the world watched in shock as Michael began to change. Nose surgery was the first in a long line of ensuing surgeries until the old Michael Jackson had been replaced by a white and frail shadow of his former self. Was this the start of the conspiracy to murder the King of Pop? Some conspiracy theorists would say. The problems began when pictures of Michael Jackson holding his infant son over a balcony. Financial problems. Child abuse allegations. And even his tiny pet monkey received criticism. It seems that now he cannot please the public. The worst came in 2006, when his financial difficulties were first beginning to truly surface. By 2008, his beloved Neverland Ranch was in foreclosure. The financial title company would also seize his train, artworks, and even the rides. Then in 2009, Michael Jackson was back with his This Is It tour. Some conspiracy theorists believe that this was one of the underlying reasons for his accidental death. The conspiracy. Many fans believe that Michael Jackson was murdered, and the culprit was greed. Other questions, including whether the executives in the entertainment industry believed that he was worth more dead. As startling as this might be, some insiders do not consider this theory to be too far-fetched. Consider the health of the singer. Multiple surgeries and continuing reports of ill health have continuously surrounded the pop icon since the mid-90s, making these concerns over his health valid concerns. Some friends close to the Jackson family knew that Michael Jackson would not be able to keep his hectic concert schedule. One reporter, so stunned by the singer's frail appearance, stated that he did not expect the star to live past 6 months. This reporter was Jackson insider Ian Halperin, who was shocked to learn that he was only 1 day off on his sobering prediction. Following the money. To begin understanding the conspiracy theorists, it is important to understand how much money was involved in the greatly anticipated This Is It tour. Ticketmaster. Initial ticket sales overwhelmed the system, causing a temporary shutdown. Final numbers reported by the ticket giant were record-breaking 360,000 tickets in 18 hours. And this was only the numbers for the pre-sale. Imagine if ticket sales had continued at the rate, and what would have happened if the concert had to be canceled after the opening date. AEG and Sony Entertainment would have lost millions in refunds and sales. Just 18 days before the concert opening, the Pop King was dead. To recoup their losses, Sony and AEG announced that they would be releasing a music video with footage that had been shot for the upcoming tour. The Jackson family was furious. Sister Janet Jackson reportedly stated that the family could not believe the music industry would try to make money off their brother's death. It seems that the family agreed with her, and the matter ended up in a civil litigation. It is possible that Michael Jackson may have been worth more to Sony than AEG dead. The questions still remain. Why did it take so long for the authorities to be called? Why did Dr. Murray spend so much time on the phone after the singer's death? Chances are these questions will continue to be asked for generations to come. The murder of Michael Jackson decoded. If there was an award for the most popular figure in modern world history, Michael Jackson would surely get it. Michael Jackson is heralded as the king of pop culture because of his innovative musical abilities. He was known for introducing dance moves and techniques that are still being used by the youth today. Michael Jackson was loved by his fans, but was often vilified by the media, causing Michael to live a very solitude life. Michael was practically raised in the entertainment industry. As his career started off when he was about 6 years old. He and his brothers were groomed by their father, Joe Jackson, to become great musicians and performers. It was stated by Michael Jackson in many public interviews that his father would whip him if he didn't get certain dance moves correct. This would later prove to be to his advantage, and his performance abilities have yet to be matched. Michael Jackson would later go on to become a solo artist in the early 70s, reaching global success by the 80s. Michael revolutionized the act of performing culture and generated billions, possibly trillions of dollars for the Matrix. Michael Jackson's music video Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller were responsible for bringing the newly formed MTV television outlet into popularity. Those that operate and control the machine are like ghosts to the masses. But those that have an open third eye are able to see these ghosts. If one doesn't have a thorough knowledge of the occult, they will never fully understand the secret within the music industry. Some call this secret society the Illuminati, and others refer to them as the elite. Whatever name you want to call them by, doesn't matter. But what does matter is their silent control that they have over the masses without being ever seen. Though Michael Jackson was a very powerful and talented man, he was still a puppet of the elite. From my vantage point, what really got Michael into trouble with the machine is when he would try to overthrow it. Michael made a lot of power moves in his career, but his biggest move was when he bought the ATV publishing catalog. In this catalog could be found most of the publishing rights to the Beatles, Lionel Richie, and others. Paul McCartney, one of Michael's mentors, introduced Michael to the benefits of song ownership. But Michael would go on to beat McCartney out and purchase the catalog by himself. This would make Michael the enemy of the machine, because it gave one man too much power. Michael Jackson was indeed a sacrifice, and this can easily be proven. Blood sacrifices happen in threes, and Michael's death was no exception. On the day that Michael Jackson died, Farrah Fawcett and Sky Saxon were sacrificed as well. Michael's sister LaToya Jackson bears witness to this in several of her interviews, where she explains how Michael was murdered.
My father called me. I was at home, and I had just hung up the phone with my business partner, and he had just told me about Farrah, and I said, oh my, geez, I wonder who's next, because it always happens in threes.
She further goes on to say that Dr. Conrad Murray was just a fall guy, and there were other individuals in the background who were responsible for this. Many people believe Michael Jackson is still alive and escaped the death plot. With money and power, anything is possible. We can't say for sure where Michael is, because the only proof we have is the media. And we know that the media is designed to promote the agenda of the Matrix. Michael can easily be said to be the most powerful man in the music industry. If there was anyone who came close to freeing themselves completely from superstardom, it was Michael. Once the Matrix is dissected and totally understood, nothing will surprise you.